Sorry about that. Family wanted to call. Had a bit of another weird ass week with the family. So yeah, there is a swivel. There's definitely a swivel for the foot. So yeah, sculpting wise, it's definitely Steve Rogers. It's definitely Captain Friggin' America. Cue your Captain America F yeah jokes here. If I was a parent and I wanted to buy this, I would not want to buy this at a pharmacy like I did because they jack up the prices. It was like $12, but I bet you anything you would probably get it at least 10, barely 9, given how much they give you. They give you not really much to work with. Just a shootable gimmick that, like, the selling point alone is just the gimmick. Your kid's probably going to want the gimmick more than the figure. But I'm going to say a size like this for Cap would work for if you have, like, a Quinjet or anything like a Helicarrier set. Because this particular size for a Captain America figure, I would see it would work perfectly for figures. Not for figures, other figures of the line that are compatible with vehicles. Because again, this is Marvel. They tend to have a big cinematic universe, and they're selling Shield better than Shield is selling themselves on ABC. So that's just saying. I'm gonna watch the mid-season opening. Just saying, on season 2. Probably gonna review it alongside Better Call Saul and Walking Dead. Yeah, the opening for that sounds a little intense. It might go back to comic territory. So since this is a 4-inch, just to put you into comparison territory, here's Decade off character. He's definitely a 6-inch. You can tell there's a bit of a difference in the height. If you're at all in the height game, you know, things are not gonna sound like, I guess, wearable, not wearable. Just like scale-wise, people tend to expect a 6-inch because you get more fun, you get more playability, both as a kid and as a collector and or adult. So I do also have some 4-inch figures lying around, so I'm gonna do some size comparisons for that. So I guess to do my own little meme on Cap Civil War, because everybody on Tumblr is like pinning like stupid excuses for Cap and Iron Man over here. And to make it better, long story short, this is a very old Iron Man 2 4-inch figure as well. It's from the, like I said, it's from Iron Man 2. I think this is the Mark V armor. And no joke, they are almost identically the same height. You're just going by millimeters. You're not even going by inches. Yeah, if I had to make like a sweet little stop motion fight scene, because there were a couple of guys that did that when these figures were a little high end and Marvel Legends were a little more comic accurate, because they still do that. I'm not dissing Marvel Legends for not being comic accurate. One last 4-inch figure to pretty much drive in the fact that this is pretty small, and compared to the two of them, this is one of the many oldest 4-inch figures I've had as a collector. This is Flash. I'm sure you've seen him in my channel. He's actually slightly bigger. Again, by millimeters, not even by inches. Probably half an inch, if we're going to say it lightly. So, size comparisons out of the way, my overall thoughts on Avengers Assemble. Let's get to the obvious. I am aware of Erod, otherwise known as Blockbuster Buster's honest review of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and it sounds like a really good series. I only sat through the Spider-Man episodes on Netflix because I want to see what Drake Bell was in a 616 type of universe, because this was definitely way more 616 than Ultimate Spider-Man is. As for Avengers Assemble itself, I've dabbled on a couple episodes. It's pretty much, if you've seen the movie, you've seen where they're going with these kinds of storylines. Yeah, it's understandable that Marvel unfortunately had to drop Earth's Mightiest Heroes to pretty much rebrand it and turn it into pretty much the cinematic universe in the animated way, which did suffer a lot of consequences, character-wise, continuity-wise, and I generally assume the fandom, but I know this sounds weird coming out of a very long term. I'm very long term as a Marvel Comics fan. So yeah, I honestly apologize for anyone who was still hoping that I could get the Marvel Legends Winter Soldier figure. I still wanna. I'll probably get it as time goes on. If there's, at this point, they're probably way more decently priced online than say at a comic store. Like if I want to get it on Amazon, they're probably dropped to like probably the same price as this. To be honest with you, that's if the if the timing is right and all that. And like and subscribe. I'm NerdFan16 with your kid here on YouTube, and just put on the comments down below if you want to see me do like a countdown of all the Marvel figures I have related to the Avengers, because I would like to do some throwback reviews on stuff lying around the house, actually. Like, pretty much, just to make a case in point, Iron Man pretty much has the same articulation as, if not, actually a little bit better in the knees department, but yeah, pretty much the same articulation as Cap as well. And this came out in like 2010, and this is about like a 3 or 4 year difference, and they didn't really change much in the articulation department. But again, this is like the 4-inch line, so copy and paste basically. But I will say they did throw some not bad paint on both the characters, and just did as much detail work as they could for good old Cap here. So till then, God bless America, God bless Marvel for being this lucky with the Avengers so far, and let's all hope together that Age of Ultron doesn't suck, which this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I kind of doubt it. I mean, if anything, it's not as bad as Marvel's 70s, 80s, mid-90s. You do not, and you know what, just a mini tirade. I know I'm closing out randomly. For people who really think the Marvel Cinematic Universe is starting to get a little unoriginal, go back in their film history. Now, don't go back like in, say, the 2000s. Like, go back in the 70s, the 80s, even the 40s in Cap's case. Like, you want to see them not represent these characters in any way, shape, or form, or just reinvent the wheel on a superhero genre, just go back and historically speaking in these time periods, because that is where you show real horror, like bad superhero tales. Anyway, tirade aside, I'm kind of happy to have this type of figure as a temporary piece until I get some Marvel Legends stuff, either related to Cap himself or his movies, or just on Avengers in general, which I would love to see. As I guess now as a wish list, I would love to see Marvel Legends get a fair shot at this. And yeah, till then, stay safe, and Avengers assemble. Later.